Everything's rolling, you sure?
I put something close. Behind. This audio all.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah. خلاص. Just roll on the cameras.
Rule everything. This was automatic.
Maybe settings needs to be a little bit brighter here now.
We can.
Like ISO up a little.
Okay.
Like ISO.
This one is now
Maybe what?
3 point.
No, ISO. What's ISO?
ISO 1250.
Then what the fuck?
And this one is same. But this is looking a little bit darker.
Yeah.
Because we don't have.
Yeah, but this is looking nice. See? Maybe. What's the ISO on that one?
Marwan, it's this.
Hi everyone. Hello, Els.
Working.
Yes.
Thank you.
I give one.
Okay, everybody. All right. Okay, can everybody take a seat, please? Because we're going to start in the next minute. Everyone take your seats. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, can I have some quiet, please? In 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I love that. It's the first time you actually listened to me, so thank you very much for that. So, we're going to start. If you don't know who I am, I really don't know how you don't know who I am, because I've been all over WhatsApp group, all over the social media in preparation for this event. My name is Fari. I am one of the founding members of PodClub, and I really thoroughly enjoy hosting and organizing these events for you guys. So thank you all for being here. I wanted to start by, first of all, just getting a show of hands for how many of you is it your first time to come to a PodClub event? That makes me so happy. I love to see fresh meat at every event. Thank you so much for coming. So I guess by default, everybody else, you've been here tons of times and you know exactly what's going on. Fantastic, I see some great. And you're all sitting over there, so that's nice. I need you guys to integrate with the rest of the newbies over here. But the general idea of what we want to create with PodClub is a place where you can come, share your ideas, brainstorm if you need to, get some real advice in terms of how you want to start a podcast, if you've already started, how you can scale it, how you can monetize it. And that's what we're here for in terms of the community, and also in terms of what these events are all designed to do. To bring you new ideas, to bring you great, incredible, inspiring people who are already out there creating content, incredible podcasts, to share their journey and somehow inspire and motivate you to continue or start yours. So in the concept of that, there's so many of you that are new. Behind me on the screen, you're going to get a huge, gigantic barcode coming up. If you haven't joined our WhatsApp group, can I get a show of hands who haven't joined our WhatsApp group? That's amazing. So there's only a couple of you. Fantastic. Ladies, you will see the barcode behind my head. Please scan it, and then you will be granted access into the magical portal that is WhatsApp community for PodClub. It is magical, is it not, to all who are on there? Okay, I'm getting a lot more energy than this. Is it not a magical place? Thank you. I like you. I like you. Okay, people, I need you to be engaged. I need your energy, because this is an amazing session we've got here. Literally, we've got two incredible people who are ready to just give you so much insights. And I need you guys to be on point. I need you to be full of energy, ready to receive amazing golden nuggets. Are you ready to receive amazing golden nuggets? Yes. That's the energy I want. Thank you, Philip. Yes, I need you to be my runner and get everyone to be hyped up just like that. So behind me as well, you're going to see a whole bunch of information. One is the Instagram handles that you can feel free to follow us if you're not. I would love everyone to follow us by the end of tonight. Anyone who shares any content, whatever you've got in terms of your key takeaways, what you've learned, what ideas you've taken away from tonight, please feel free to share them. We love sharing, so we'll share on your behalf as well. We want to share the love. That's what we're all about. So if you have any content, and I'm sure you're all content creators, you're going to have a lot of content to share, make sure you tag us. That would be wonderful. Thank you so much. A couple of little points just for the newbies to know what we do in this evening. We're going to start with a little icebreaker. That's my little flair in terms of getting you guys to get to know each other. Don't worry, it's all very nice and easy until I then turn the table and I do a plot twist. No, I'm just being good. It's a lot of fun, but you get to meet really interesting, cool people who are sitting right next to you and you didn't even know who they were. So that's coming up. Then we're going to get into a session with some incredible speakers who are ready to go deep into their journey and share with you some incredible insights to help your podcasting journey. We will have a fireside chat, and this whole session is going to be recorded. So I kindly ask, if you do need to leave the room for whatever reason, please go and sit on that side. Do not cross here, because you will be live on YouTube anytime anyone watches this video. It ain't going to be good if you're going to be walking back and forth. Thank you, exactly. Yes, we don't want to know where you're going or how long you're going to go for. But please, if you do need to go somewhere, just go to the back, stay there, and watch the session, because it's a live recorded session. And we are also online doing a live stream for this as well. So after the fireside chat, we are going to give the floor to you guys. So whatever questions you have, we'll give the mic over to you. I would just ask if you can please, when you do take the mic, just put your hand up, so we'll bring the mic to you. Stand, start by saying your name, and then your question, of course, okay? Because, as I said, we're not going to say it in the middle of the recording, so I'm just giving you all a heads up. Respect the fact that this is recorded, and that's what we want to do, give you the space, but please make sure that we want to capture what you have to say. So, now, choose the icebreaker. So, me stand?
If you're using that mic, you need to stand.
Oh, God. Now you tell me? Okay. Right. So, can you hear me now? Better? All right. The icebreaker. What I want everyone to do is stand up. Yes, stand up. This is about you guys getting engaged. This is literally going to take the next 6 minutes, so it's not going to take a long time. But what I want to encourage you all to do is to talk to someone you don't know, right? I want you to ask them a very simple question. It's an icebreaker, so it's just to kind of start getting to talk to someone. I want you to say what your name is, and then to share the name of your favorite podcast and the reason why. So find someone you don't know, ask them this question, share your name, tell them what your favorite podcast is, and then ask them to share theirs. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Have you not spoken to anyone? You can't hear me?
It's because it's so fucking
into this,
loud,
it's not to
too.
there. No, it's okay. We'll try this. Can I do it again? Okay, everyone. Can you now find a new partner and do the same thing? Guys, find a new partner. Francisco, a new partner. Roberto, a new partner. Lady in the middle, new partner. Guys, up. There you go, Hamad. You can speak to. Oh, you know Francisco. You can't speak to him. Ooh. No one is listening to me at all. Very good.
See,
Very
it,
good.
it
I'm
doesn't
not
matter.
around
It's
here.
not the microphone.
It's not the microphone, it's me. Okay, guys, please find a new partner. You guys, find a new partner. Guys, new partner. Find a new partner. Here you go, new partner. I know it, come on. New partner. Guys, new partner, please. New partner. Find a new new partner. Guys, new partners. Look behind you. You've got sound. New partners. New partners. There you go. Oh, nice to meet you. Joey, I'm sorry, what's up? Nice to meet you. Very nice. Welcome, welcome. You've come to the right place. I like it, Joey. You're in the right place. Enjoy.
I have no energy.
What's your favorite podcast?
History,
My favorite person.
Fall of Civilization.
Favorite person.
Fall of Civilization.
Is it nice? Nice?
What?
Is it nice?
Yeah, man, check it out. It's like they do these 4-hour episodes every however so many months. They just pick one civilization in history and they dig through everything. They hire voice actors to do the language. It's crazy. It's crazy. Fall of Civilization. Yeah. They did the Easter Island thing. Fully debunked it from beginning to end. How it started, how it happened, historically accurate, how it fell apart. You want to guess how it fell apart? You know the Easter Island heads.
How? How did it fall?
What is the
White
Easter
people.
Island here?
White people found it. That's all it took. You know the ones with the big heads that people were like, how did these heads end up there and all of this stuff?
In the U.S.
No, it's Easter Islands is this one. Maybe it has a different name. These guys.
Disorientation.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, how did this end up there? It's physically impossible, all of that. No, it's not physically impossible. It's like saying aliens built the pyramids. People did it, but like...
Pyramids were built by the Jews. Sorry. Yes. That's what I mean. The Jews were the slaves in Egypt.
Yeah. I mean, partly. Yeah, in some way. I mean, we had Egyptian slaves too. We enslaved everybody.
The pharaohs. The pharaohs.
Yeah, the pharaohs, they enslaved everybody. They didn't care. We are live on YouTube. I hope that none of this...
Are we live on YouTube?
Yeah.
Nah, don't worry. أكيد لا.
No, none of it got recorded. It's fine.
Went to the...
I normally I'm very good at this بس أنا النهاردة بجد مش قادرة.
No, I'm
I
having
spoke
one
to
of those.
150 women امبارح النهاردة أنا مش قادرة أعمل أي حاجة.
I'm having one
You
of
should
those.
not. Don't do anything.
If
Just
it wasn't for
chill.
Ferry, I wouldn't have been here today. والله العظيم. بس أنا فعلا مش قادرة. And I want to be in my pajamas with my big socks وقاعدة في البيت ما بعملش حاجة.
This is YouTube?
Yeah. It's live on YouTube. You can go check the link. Oh, we have a comment already.
Wait. What's the channel?
PodClub community.
والله برافو يا مزيد. والله برافو. نجم النجوم.
It's so much easier to do this from home. I swear to God. Like this is not even funny how complicated it gets. Just because we're in a
I'm
physical.
not gonna. I made the decision not to do the live streaming. You know why?
No.
One, معيش budget اعملها اطلع بيها لاي حاجه تانية. That's number one. But I was willing to do it. I made a. I
Shall we
spoke to
ask
my-
Fari
to my
to
community.
ask them to put a comment there? No.
Yeah, of course.
If they want.
I spoke to my community. سألتهم.
Which camera is the one on the live? This one?
I mean, this one for now, but they all are.
Okay, everybody, can you please take your seats now? Hello!
طفل جدا طفل جدا.
Okay, we're gonna do another 3, 2, 1. 3.
But they told me they weren't.
Please take your seats.
They told me they would rather
Two.
إن أنا أسجلها online لو أنا they're not going to be in the room. And the people that were in the room told me they didn't want their stories to be shared لما تكون حاجة work. That they would rather إن أنا أعملها لوحدي online so that their stories are not recorded. I'm like,
We've been live for like 20 minutes.
okay.
That's what Jess said, though.
Okay, so I want to get a couple of the really cool answers. Who found their responsive answer really strange or kooky or shocking? Everybody was like, wow, this is an amazing introduction. Yes, okay, Hamad, tell me. Just no mic. Just tell me.
She loves the murder podcast.
Was that you, the one giggling? Okay.
It's amazing. It's just, it kind of shocked me a little bit, but it's great. I love it too.
Okay, so you found something in common. Very nice. Maybe you can have her on your podcast. There you go. That's how connections are built. Love it. Anyone else? Found out something strange? Something scary? Something interesting? Inspiring? Nothing? Out of like 6 minutes, you had nothing inspiring at all? I find that hard to believe. Kabi, you had nothing? You didn't share anything interesting? You didn't learn anything interesting? You're an insightful guy. You must have something. On the spot. No pressure.
So I met with two people, Ghalia and Prophet. And for Ghalia, I love that she's coming from different backgrounds, so very interesting. And for Prophet, the example he gave is radio and
Nice. Okay. Very interesting. And what was your favorite podcast?
Do you want me to give it to them? Do you want me to hit it?
Interesting. Okay. Okay. It's okay. You're done. Okay, that's very interesting. Neil Patel is someone I follow as well. So, anyone else? Last one that wants to share? You've got the mic now. Anyone? No? That's it? Well, I see a hand going up. Or you're just filming. Okay. Don't forget to tag us, please. Thank you so much. Okay, so look, the point of that little icebreaker was for you guys to get to know each other and realize there are commonalities between someone who's just sitting behind you or next to you, and also some things that you maybe didn't know about other people who are here as well. That's the beauty of just reaching out and talking to someone who you haven't met before. That's what this whole community is about. We're here to create connections. We're here to inspire you with ideas and to learn something from somebody else, right? So tonight is all about learning something from two amazing, incredible, successful podcasters and content creators. And before we go into that, I just want to take a minute to thank all of you guys for giving us the motivation to continue these events. We've been growing every single month. This is now our 9th event that we've done. And I'm so proud to actually say this is our biggest event so far. So can you give yourselves a big, massive, huge round of applause? Woo! It is really something that I personally love doing on a monthly basis because I see fresh new faces. And yes, Kareem, they are fresh new meat for me. But I like to see people who come here, make some new friends, potentially make some new guests, or find some new podcasts to go and connect with and learn from, and that's what we're all about. So to feel that this is your safe place. If you haven't already joined us, please do. So this is what I want to give to you guys, that I'm open for any suggestions you've got as well. Anyone who has a really cool idea or an amazing speaker that you'd like us to host, please come and talk to me, because I want to see what kind of topics you want. And please don't tell me monetization, because I know monetization is very important. But anything else that you need support with, let us know. Okay? Just a little bit of housekeeping before we get into it. Can I please ask everyone to switch your phones onto vibrate or silent? Because the worst thing we can do is in the middle of a really interesting conversation go ding, 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 with a really annoying ringtone. So if you can please just all put your phones on vibrate or silent, I'd highly appreciate that. Like I said, feel free to tag us. So don't put your phones away, keep them up and keep them filming, but make sure that you do tag us as well. And if, like I said, for anyone who wants to share a question, we will open the floor to you later, and there is just a very simple process. Put your hand up, we'll give you the mic, start with your name, and then we get going. There is a very cool announcement I wanted to make, and for everyone who is on our WhatsApp group, you would have been introduced to our incredible, amazing new community manager who is Beth. She is online with us, but we just can't see her, so hopefully next time you will. But can you give her a big round of applause to say hello? Hi, Beth. So Beth is super hyped up, excited, and raring to go. If anyone's got any questions in terms of your membership, or how you want to engage, what you can and cannot do, if you want to connect with somebody in particular, any ideas you've got for the community, feel free to reach out to Beth. She is on the WhatsApp group, very active, and she's the one with all the stickers and the GIFs because she's super hyped up as well. It's very similar to me. I love her energy. So we're very happy to have her on board, and she's raring to go. So she's here for you. Any questions you've got, she's obviously not there 24/7, but she's here for you guys, okay? Another thing we wanted to quickly announce to you as well is one of our partners, Podster, who is the studio that you're all sitting in here. A lot of us actually record here as well, but they do host really incredible masterclasses. And they do have a waiting list because they're inundated with people who actually want to attend. Now with these masterclasses, you'll have incredible insights into how to start your journey. So if you haven't started yet and you want to get the insights on how to do it, Podster are actually holding a masterclass for you. Feel free to contact Kat. Where is Kat? I don't know if you can see her. If you can't see Kat, then you can contact Marwan. Put your hand up, Marwan. There's Marwan, the incredible. Actually, can we give Marwan a big, massive round of applause? Marwan is the guy who, if you watch the episodes on YouTube, you got to thank him because he's the one behind the scenes doing everything to make sure that you can see everything that's happening here. So Marwan be able to take some questions and be able to take your details for you to be able to sign up to this incredible masterclass led by Podster. The last thing, anyone who hasn't participated in our audience videos, I will invite you to do so after the session ends. We will go into that special room and Marwan will ask you to introduce your podcast and to share what your insights are about PodClub. And we will put it on our socials. We're very happy to promote what you're doing in terms of your podcast as well. So if anyone is interested, can I get a show of hands who would want to do a video to showcase what your podcast is all about? Okay, good. Oh, Marwan, can you see all the people? Put your hands up again, because I got to come and find you. Okay, Marwan, you got your work cut out, man. Okay, I like this. So anyone who wants to be part of that, please come and see Marwan and me by the end of it. And then we'll be doing it in that room so that we can capture you, put it on social, happy to promote your podcast as well. All right? Right. I think we're ready to go now, right? So now I'm going to switch this off. Okay, guys, would you like to come and sit, safe, and come on? So as I said, we are live, but thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. I'm helping Marwan today. I know. Okay, so are we ready?
Where is my paid team?
Can we just do a quick mic check before we get going?
Where is the team that I pay?
Test.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Zia, are we ready?
1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so just one more announcement for anyone who needs to leave. Can you please go towards the door
No, it's not for you.
so that you're not
You're not allowed
in the middle of our recording. Thank you. And Mohammed and Hanan, remain quiet. The two naughty ones in the back, please. That's okay. We've got another one for you. We're good. All right, we're cool? So I'm going to start with an intro, and then feel free to clap when I do introduce the two amazing guests we have. Are we cool to go, Marwan? Right. So tonight, we have two very successful business minds, content creators, podcasters, who strive to challenge the norm in their own industry of health and media. Introducing our first panelist, a transformational PT and fitness coach with a medical background in biotechnology, bodybuilding, and nutrition, host of the Be Human podcast, and founder of the Alpha Cast studio. He is a public figure who inspires and motivates to through his own personal transformational journey, a man who really walks his talk. Please welcome Self Al-Yassi.
Thank you, everyone.
And introducing our second panelist, he's a familiar face we see at our monthly meetups, and some of you know him through his very annoying Trump memes, which started after his failed attempt, I might add, at his campaign against me. He is a media pioneer with over 2 decades of expertise in TV and radio, most widely known as the host of Serbia's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. He's built a successful career in media as a broadcaster, content creator, podcaster, co-founder of Pods the Studio, founder of Evans Media, host of the Change Officer podcast, and more recently, founding member of this PodClub community. Publicly, I like to call him the Middle East version of Gary Vee, and privately, I'm proud to call him a friend. Please welcome Ivan.
Thank you.
Jeez, I needed a pause in the middle of that introduction. Okay, guys,
I hold my breath.
you two are heavy hitters. In the best possible way, you are incredible, successful minds. I've never actually sat in the middle of 2 people having to do this. I'm going to be doing tennis umpiring for tonight, but happy to do it. Exactly, my neck is going to get very good exercise here tonight. There is so much I want to cover with you, but I don't want to take too much of the time. I'm going to ask 3 main questions, talking points if you like, and then I'm going to open the conversation to the audience, and then have live streaming interact. But what I really want to understand how you guys get so good at this. You are so good at consistently creating content, and you make it look so easy. So what I really want to get into is where it's usually a bottleneck for a lot of people in terms of coming up with concepts, creating it on a regular basis. What tips would you wish someone had told you when you first started content creating in terms of the actual content quality versus quantity? What kind of things you want to talk about in your podcast, and generally just tips that someone would give you at your early start of your journey. If you can share with us, we do want to take that first.
Yes, okay, I'll take this. First of all, thank you very much for the lovely introduction. I've been into many podcasts and many events. This is a really nice one.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we should
Well,
get this
I
recorded.
have been following you for a number of years, so it's not like I've just come to know you. I think you are very inspiring and incredible.
Thank
so
you, I appreciate
very
it.
thankful that you're here.
Thank you. So, the number one advice that I would give or would be having to have a long time ago is just pick the phone, don't think about what people will judge, and record anything and throw it out there, and don't look at it after a few days. And keep doing this every single day. You never know what happens. You never know who you're going to inspire. You're definitely going to be inspiring someone. No one's gonna love you. Like, there are people who are gonna love you, there are people who are gonna hate you, but you never know who are the ones that are going to follow your advice or listen to you or take action because of you. You're never gonna know who are you going to inspire. Definitely there's gonna be someone in the room, someone on social media, someone out there on the net, in the world, who wants to hear something from you. You have something to say. Every one of us, we're all unique. We all have something to say. We are here in this world for a purpose. What is your purpose? You never know. I want to hear your mind. How can I hear your mind unless you pick your phone and show me what you say? I'm a personal trainer, and I mean, this is something that I accommodated last 15 years. Before that, I was something else, and I loved personal training because I love changing people. So when I used to post things related to personal training, is just me working out, and this is what most of the personal trainers do, to show someone. And then I receive a call from my father, and like, he's following me, he's my biggest fan as well. So he told me, I wish you train your brain the way that you train your body. I didn't get it, so I had to sleep over this, and the next day I woke up, I was like, I think my father needs me to talk, because I need to show the people out there that it's not just the body, there's a mind behind that body, which completes the picture of who I am. And since then, I never stopped. So that was the person who changed my life from a direction that I was going, and he just modified it and gave it this signature of who I am.
I love that. So you were always doing what, and don't take this the wrong way, generally most people are always posting what their
the
business
mainstream
is.
is doing.
So they're always doing, and I see it in the gym all the time, they've got the camera there, they're shooting whatever they're doing, but they're very rarely actually talking about the techniques or the fundamentals or the reasons or anything beyond that. They're just showing. So you took that inspiration from your father,
Yes.
and you just went with talking rather than just showing.
Yes,
Interesting.
you introduced me. I mean, this is for everyone else. I'll just repeat it in a brief. I have finished genetic engineering as a major, and then I studied MBA as well here in Dubai. And then I went into the bodybuilding and nutrition world because I loved it. Some people think today on social media that I'm just a personal trainer because I never showed the other part of me. And I worked for 20 years here in Dubai as a general manager for a medical equipment company. So I deal with doctors on day-to-day basis. I went surgeries, I even taught to doctors how to perform surgeries on our machines. So this part of me, no one saw, but my close circles know about me. So my father wanted to show that you're not just, sorry to say, dumb, showing your body only, and there's a brain inside, not just a dumbbell. There's more in your brain. So yeah, that was the advice that I loved.
So with that advice, how did you then start doing it without thinking? Because obviously you're just saying take your phone out, record it and put it out there.
It's not
Without
easy.
thinking, how is it going to be received?
It's not easy. It's not easy. If I look back at the first videos that I picked my phone and started recording myself, I laugh at myself. But I thank myself for doing it. Because if I didn't start picking my phone and recording and pass this moment and then build the confidence slowly, because the comments will come, the feedback from people will come, you will be recognized, people will stop you, people will ask you, thank you. I've heard words from people in real life more than the positive comments that I receive, more than the messages I receive. Recently, I went with my wife last year. She invited me for my birthday to Bodrum. So I made a bet with her. We went for 4 days. From the moment we rode the car till we came back, how many people will recognize me? And we gave each other their numbers. So we ended up with 8 people stopping me in Turkey, which I never knew that I was a public figure there, who stopped me, took pictures with me, and there were many other people around, but we just counted 8 people till we came back. So this was like moments of me, which I appreciate, and everyone would love these moments to be. Like if you were in my place, you would feel the joy that I had. It's really interesting and it's very nice, but how did this happen? It's this really struggling moment to pick that phone and say anything. I know you're gonna hear it and you're gonna laugh about what you just said, and probably it could be ugly, but just do it. That is your moment. This is the first start of fame, first start of your journey, wherever you need to go, wherever you're gonna go.
I love that. Okay. And I think, Yvonne, you do that. You're a shoot by the hip kind of guy. So where do you find your inspiration? I mean, you shared on the group some really, and I love your humor that you bring in, because the thing that I love about both of you is that you're very authentic. So when you share your video content, short form especially, it's so you. But how, and I know you do radio and you have to be constantly coming up with content. How are you so creative, mashallah, on such a consistent basis?
I think that creativity creates creativity. So if you're creative, like with sugar, if you start eating sugar, you will want more sugar. If you're creative, you will be more creative. And definitely, and you have to be unpredictable. You would predict that Saif has a gym video for this event, but no, I did it. You know, like
That's true, you did too.
You have to be unpredictable. You know, who would say? But definitely, if I can go back to 1992, many of you were not born even at that time. So I started working on the radio, and it was some morning shows. So you have your segment, which at that time span of attention was a little bit longer than today, up to 3 minutes long, and you have to think of the topic, what you will be talking, you know. So in your show, probably for the last 2 hours, you have probably 10 talking segments. You have to have 10 topics on that day. And then you say, how will I find 10 topics on that day? But when you start thinking from the perspective of a creator, you cannot stop. It literally, I have to choose topics, you know, I have a list of topics, and I have to choose topics which I will talk and which I will not talk. So everything around us is inspiration. You know, can be some beautiful women, can be some mountain or bird or dogs or other people and whatnot. Everything is inspiration, and you can talk about it anytime, anywhere. Yes, I started 1992, but only 3 years ago I started posting daily on social media. And I'll be very, very honest with you. I booked a slot in our first studio just across the street. And I think even Marwan maybe could remember that. I came to the studio and I was so stressed and so, because I didn't know what I will say. Like Saif says, okay, I booked a studio and I will say something. I will do something. I don't know what will happen. I will do something. I sat there, recorded some content. When I came home, I edited because I love that part, the creative part, and I started posting. Since then, with some small breaks, but since then I'm posting daily on social media, if not several times a day. And it's not even my job. It's my love towards media, and then it really something that I can creatively expose myself.
And do you look at the, like, do you do any analysis to see, like, is it getting any traction? If you're putting out it as a reel or as a story, as a feed, do you kind of see what comments you're getting and pander to that, or you just keep doing trial and error, A/B testing, or what's your process?
That's interesting because with a lot of our clients, this is exactly what I suggest, and what I suggest. What I suggest, you know, like you have to take a look at and analyze what you are doing. Then you will know what you need to do more or less, or stop, or continue, or whatever, you know. But no,
Nice.
I don't do it for Mohammed. Sorry, I know that this is something that you do, you know, like, is it? I know I something that you advocate strongly to look at analytics and you know, and I'm not a good example, but I'm example of a person. My monetization is my joy that I get from filming a video like this one from the gym yesterday and so on. I really get the joy, and I cannot wait to, you know, like edit it myself. No matter, I work with dozens of editors in my several companies and so on. Some things I like to do for myself. Yeah.
Interesting. And Saif, do you do any analysis in terms of look at the comments and take that to give you any direction? You're like, I'm just going to try different things.
Can I answer
What
that?
happens?
Yeah. He's friend with Mohammed, so definitely yes.
Just pretend Mohammed's not here. What's
Okay,
the truth?
before the collaboration, me and Mohammed, which happened probably 3-4 months ago, yes, I do look at the analysis. I pay attention to it. It's very important to know like when to post. Like the time is important. For me, it's very important because it tells me like who is my target audience, where are they watching from, the gender group, the age group as well. All of this is important for me in how to address. So I remember once upon a time when I started posting my video content of me working out only, I had probably 89% male. The moment I started talking, which was the opposite for me to like think about it, I was like, okay, I'll post, I'll get all the women looking at me training. But then the moment I started opening my mouth and talking, the conversion just happened the opposite way around. Now it's 65% women and I have less 35% men. So it's very important because now I know how to talk. Now I know how I address my voice, my tone, the words that I choose. Because if knowing that I'm talking to a masculine group of people who are watching me, of course I'm going to be a little bit more masculine. But somehow I try to balance the other part as well, because I know there are females who are watching me. So I kind of address that, especially when I'm giving them advice in nutrition. I give that moment of like, okay, be smooth, be less harsh.
Interesting. And I know that in terms of your short-term content, both of you have a podcast. So how, I know a lot of the people try to use short-form content to generate interest for people then to go and watch their long-form. Have you seen that build any traction? What are your insights on that? Is that something people should continue? Because that was my thinking. I thought if I create enough short form content as a teaser to the podcast, people will watch it, they'll want to watch the long form. And I didn't build traction on that. So what are your insights? Tell me.
Basically, everything that we do in media, our currency is attention. And our asset is our brand. And first and foremost personal brand. So if you appear in 24 short videos in 24 days, and then when we have one long podcast, that's okay. People will know about you, people will know about your brand and whatever you stand for. So you mentioned Gary Vee. I don't know how many long forms, short forms, super long forms, super short forms, formats he has, but he's there. He's Gary Vee. So I think it all comes down to compound the fact of what you want to really do and achieve with your media presence.
Yeah, I would say that each platform is different. So don't treat like one will feed the other. But in general, you're feeding your personal brand. And this is what's important today. 2025, everyone should look at his personal brand. Build your own personal brand. And be there, as you said, everywhere. Post daily on all the platforms. Don't ignore any platform. I ignored for a while LinkedIn because I was thinking that, okay, LinkedIn is just for my business people, my colleagues, and people that I work with, like the serious people. But I was surprised that I have a huge following base. And the moment I posted one of my videos talking on LinkedIn, I noticed a different type of attention, a different type of conversion, a different type of monetization that I was ignoring and neglecting. So podcast is different. When you treat YouTube and podcast platforms, it's totally different. So yes, the teasers that you post on your socials like Instagram or TikTok is going to be recognized, but it doesn't mean that it's going to convert to YouTube and build the higher view on YouTube. My wife always pushes me to, whenever she posts, she's in charge of posting my YouTube podcast videos. She's like, please mention it in the story. And I'm like, the conversion is very low. No, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste the number of followers or the people who are watching my stories. 10,000 people who watch the stories is not going to be 10,000 people who are going to watch probably 2 or 3 maximum. Yes, so why do that? Why waste the people who, or the attention that you're driving on Instagram or TikTok to something that it has its own audience? So people who are interested in knowing me, they're going to see my face, see small talks and clips about me talking on Instagram and TikTok, but then that is something that is going to be only for Instagram. People who are really interested in knowing more about me are going to be converted and looking at me in bigger platforms. People are going to search for me on Google, for example, and first thing is going to pop up is YouTube videos. So these are the serious ones, but they're totally separate. So none of them feed the other, but they all feed your personal brand.
And I think now in this time we have so many different resources available that you have platforms where you can actually feed in the content, schedule it, and it will populate all the relevant platforms. You don't have to do it like back in the day where you had to do one by one. And I think it's easier for you to do it now. And I also know that from the previous events we've done in terms of talking about AI, in the impact that it has for creating content, making it easier, you can jump on these resources. And I think if taking any inspiration from both of you, it's not to stop yourself from getting it perfect, just to put it out there and then keep going, iterate as you go along. I think that's what I'm learning from both of you. Whereas I do kind of think, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? How's it? Just don't think about it, put it out there.
Let's say at the beginning, just start to do something.
Yeah.
If I, after 20-something years in media, came to the studio and started my daily posting on social media, if I didn't know what to say, and I'm advising clients to do that, don't go to studio. If I didn't know and I was not sure what I'm getting, and really it evolved so much after 3 years to something beautiful, to something creative, engaging people in so many ways. So just that I know, and we have to shout out for Jess, you know.
Definitely.
Jess is Podster's social media manager and much more than that. And she helps PodClub a lot. And she has another take. Plan it. And definitely you need to plan it. But if you overthink it, if you're over planning it, if you're too cautious, because, you know, You mentioned Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, biggest show on earth, you know, like, and when you go to TV station, you get instantly 5 to 10 million viewers. And then you have to take care of every single thing. Then go to Gary Vee and Wine Library, 17 years ago, you know, his show was nothing like bad quality, bad talk, but he consistently pushed, and it's like a you're throwing, you know, like tickets, you know, never know which one will win. So you have to continue. And I think I even remember. Sorry, I have to mention Mohammed once more. You know, when he was here, he said it's like a slot machine. You have to keep posting.
Yes.
You have to keep posting every day, and one day you will get something, you know, whatever it is that you're aiming for.
Beautiful. Thank you for insights on that. I
I
want
just have one thing
go
to
ahead,
add
yeah.
here. So the first step is always the difficult step. If you plan, you're already overthinking to take that first step. If you plan and strategize, it's extremely important. It's very, very important. Don't neglect it. But if that is going to stop you from starting, please keep it aside for the time being. Just pick the phone, as I said, and do something. And then you will notice that you need to do something about it. Okay, you get used to your face on the phone. Okay, I have a big nose, I have ugly eyebrows or whatever. Ignore that part, because your big nose could be something that another person will admire. I'm like, okay, I like it. So just pick the phone and do that first step, and then later on you will notice that, okay, now I'm getting the move, I'm doing something here. Let's plan and strategize, because it's extremely important. You have to plan what you're doing. You have to see. And you mentioned earlier something about perfecting the content. I used to edit by myself before having a team of building my own content, but I used to sit down 3.5 hours for every single reel that I have to post. And the ones that I spent the most time and most love and most energy, and I'm like, this is the one. It doesn't get anything. It reaches nowhere.
So annoying.
And I'm like, okay, I ignored, but because I have this commitment that I have to post the next day, and I'm not ready because I'm already annoyed by this 3.5 hour wasted hours of building that content, I just throw a silly video of me talking and without edit, and this video goes viral, and I'm like, what's going on? What am I doing here? But consistently posting every single day at the right time, every time, no matter what comes in your mind, just pick the phone, post. You will be surprised, and this is how you make it.
Okay, if that wasn't inspiring, I don't know what is. From these two guys who are constantly just doing something every single day.
Tomorrow, everybody, first clip.
There you go.
we will
You
take
know
like
what?
it.
Let's set a challenge. Let's set a challenge for everybody to post a story tomorrow at this time,
Looking
which
at the
is
camera and talking
what
something.
time is
Not
it
a
now?
story. No, not a story.
what then? A
Post,
reel?
Post a reel.
Oh,
yes.
God.
Use
Okay.
reels. Use TikTok. Talk and post, like as if you're going to post it as a story or a Snapchat or whatever. Record something, say something to the camera, say something to people. Imagine someone that you're giving an advice to. Like right now, what I'm saying is content, and I wish that someone is recording it, because I know how to make content out of what I'm saying. Yes, I know. Obviously, I'm used to this. I'm used to this. Like the other day, Mohammed was sitting next to me. We were having a meeting with one woman, and obviously the first question I get in any single meeting, which I wish you don't ask me today, is about nutrition and diet. And
I won't
yeah, thank you. The dog wants to ask.
See? Tired of the same question.
No diet.
Yeah. By the way, we have similar diets with the dogs. Anyway, so the idea is that when I'm talking about this with someone, I really wish that there's someone holding a camera, because I know this is valuable content for people. I'm giving an advice to a person talking about something. So I'm talking really with a big conviction, and I'm very serious about what I'm talking, and I know this is valuable information. I'm very confident about it. I wish there's a camera. The moment there's a camera, I wish I take this content and post it, and that's viral. That's viral because this is genuine. This is the real me. There's nothing edited. The moment you sit, plan in front of a camera, okay, I'm going to sit right now. Let's see, what am I going to talk about? Podcast today. What are they going to say? Do I look good? Do I smell good even? Do I like... just do it. Just talk.
Okay, so the challenge I'm going to set. whatever piece of content on whichever platform you wish to choose to post it on, please do tag PodClub, tag Podster, tag these two guys, tag me if you want to, and
I'll
just
share
get
it.
some content.
I'll share
Anyone between 8 to 8:30 tomorrow evening. Is anybody in on that challenge? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. Look, you're all content creators at the end of the day. Anyone who's watching, you're in the challenge as well. So between 8 till 8:30 tomorrow evening, right? Post something on any platform and tag us. And if we don't see it, post it on the WhatsApp group. Okay? It's a challenge. Everyone just step up and take a leaf out of these guys' books. They do it on a daily basis. We can do it one day. Cool? Okay. Let's go on to the next point. The
This
juicy
is how it
point.
starts,
This is the meaty part of the conversation.
I love
Excuse the
meat.
pun, okay? I know. You're making me hungry with the dogs and the talking of the food and nutrition. Okay, monetization. It's always the one question that we get asked at every single event, and I wanna put a different twist on this. We've covered sponsorship, we've covered product placement, we've even covered ad revenue. I really wanna talk about a different income stream in terms of content and podcasts. Both of you are amazing with your guest selection. And I know that you can potentially monetize from your guests within the business aspect of it. Can you tell me if you've had any success on that level, inviting a guest to come on, potentially creating business deal with them or any kind of collaboration with them? Or outside of that, what other revenue streams have you had any experience in?
He built a
creating?
studio to monetize on that, is it?
Yeah.
So tell me about this.
So this is how I think about monetization on social media. Everyone asks me, especially my friends, family, how much are you making out of social media? You're doing a lot, you're spending a lot. And I'm really spending a lot. Like whatever income I get, I try to spend, respend, upgrade. I started my first podcast with a phone, my iPhone. And then, okay, let's put a mic to it. And then whatever generation of money I make, not from social media, from outside, I invest on social media. And people ask me, where is the money coming from? I'm like, I don't make money. Then what are you doing it? Why are you doing it? I'm like, I don't know. One day, something's gonna happen. And so many things happened. By the way, till now, I wear clothes that are not branded because I know for a fact that I don't want to be showing that I'm sponsoring someone or even I want to do something. So the idea for me is building a personal brand. I have to build my personal brand for the reason that I will be one day somewhere, which I am already right now, but now it's upgraded somewhere else because I made it. Why not? So the opportunities are unbelievable. I have met people because of who I am that I would never imagine that I could be approached by them, not me approaching them. This is something that, if I mention the names right now, that I'm invited to dinner for tomorrow from a person who is extremely, extremely famous. I cannot mention the name. And like, think of like who is famous, like Elon Musk, somewhere similar to that, okay? Really, they have approached me because of who I am, because of Saif Eliassi, the brand, the name that I invested in. So this is opportunities beyond giving you yourself money for the moment, for the ad, for whatever. I have rejected so many advertisements because they don't match my image. They don't match my personal brand. So, okay, personal trainer, first thing you think about, okay, he's gonna be sponsored by supplement companies. I said no to supplement companies. I had one supplement company approach me like, okay, we want you to say this and that. I'm like, okay, but I would choose one thing and talk about the others really badly. Are you going to accept? They were like, no, then I'm not going to change because I respect my personal brand and I built it and I spent a lot of time on it and money on it. So it gives you opportunities. It gives you collaborations on a bigger scale. The more you see the collaboration, then you're going like, okay, I need to spend more because I need to grow this circle. So if you reach to this level that you will be invincible with who you can meet, when you can meet, and the opportunities are endless. I quit my job after 23 years. I quit my lovely job that I hated so much, but I was very good at, finally, because of who I am, because of the brand that I made. I have become a very good, successful personal trainer, one of the well-known in the world, not just in UAE. And then I'm planning to quit it as well. So now I'm building or entering the entrepreneurship by building my own podcast studio 3 months ago or 4 months ago right now. And then this is going to be like with partnership with Podstar as well. And we're not competitors. The moment I met you, what did I say?
First thing, yeah.
We're not competitors because I don't see this as a competition. He is Ivan, I am safe. We help each other, we're going to support each other. And it's endless. These are opportunities. And one of the things that I don't know if I can mention the Carni Eats as well. So
Yeah.
I'm on a carnivore diet for the past a year and a half right now. Because of who I am and because of what I do and because of what I say on social media, I didn't sell anything and I don't sell anything. One person, he's an investor, he came to me, he's like, listen, I love what you're doing. Can I help you build a meal plan for carnivore? And can you help me with it? So we partnered together and it's out there. It's called Carni Eats and it's on all the platforms, Deliveroo, Talabat, Noon, Kareem, order, and it's the most delicious food, I promise you. If you eat as much as you can, you will lose as much as you can and you'll become even better than who I am. So don't think short term, look at the bigger picture. And opportunities will come to you. You don't need any sponsors. Sponsors will come to you. Don't approach them. There is a way to approach them, by the way, if you're interested in, but build your personal brand to the level that you will be the magnet for opportunities.
That's very, very insightful, because I think a lot of the times on this, we've always had people telling us how to seek sponsorship, what the steps are to go there. And I think personal branding, we did an event about this actually, it's really, really important. For you as a personal brand, your podcast have its own brand, that does carry some weight and you can leverage that once you build it. So the level of investment you've made in that, obviously now you're reaping the rewards and you're getting the return on that. So very interesting. Yvonne, in terms of monetization.
Yeah, again me with history.
Yeah, go for it.
No, this is the future. So I want all of you to realize one thing. Content creation and podcasting, and specifically podcasting. We are living in the age of podcasting today. And 2025, not by me, but by many media companies, many creators, many interested parties, say that 2025 is the year of where podcasts begin to thrive. I think you know that he stated that Donald Trump won the elections thanks to podcasting. I think that everybody knows that. He didn't go to traditional media, so officially 2024 is the year where traditional mass media, TV mostly, died. And podcasting started to live. We are still in some prehistoric age, and I wouldn't say don't monetize your podcast with brandings or sponsorships or product placement and stuff. Do it. But I think what Safe actually is doing is something that everybody should think of. And this is what I call monetization layer. Whatever monetization layer is for you. If you have a clinic, do your podcast for your clinic. If you have a digital business or construction business, do it for your construction business. And think how you channel those people to your products. So, okay, you can have some partners, you can have some brands. You know, filming podcast today is not an arm and a leg expensive, but still, even consider it as a non-profit business. But a short story, again, history, short story about the Change Officer podcast. If you look at that wall, in the middle, there is the Change Officer podcast, where everything, where we are sitting now, started. And if you ask me what the monetization of the Change Officer podcast is, it's the Podstar Studios, Podstar Business. And what is the monetization of Podstar Business? It's the so many spin-offs, because we waited for a beautiful moment that Podstar is working good. It's amazing brand. People want to be associated with it. And then there are a lot of spin-offs, and the most beautiful spin-off is this PodClub. So PodClub is a community which is not monetizable and will be always free, but there will be some spin-offs probably where when we give value, we will monetize. So don't think very narrow about monetization. But don't forget, think long term, but also think short term, And I think the simple part, how do you get the sponsorship? And I think some of the members here have one pager where you offer your services. Recently, like a few months ago, I asked for PodClub community. At that time, 150 members. We were small, still growing. I asked, send me your offers. I have some clients interested in sponsoring the podcast. Like 1 or 2 cents. Guys, Canva or any other design tool or Word file, anything, WhatsApp message, just send me 1,000 dirham per episode, and that's it. Or whatever you think you should cost, cover the costs. But don't think of that you will get rich like Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan is one. Mr. Beast is one. David Dobrik is one. So you don't have so many people monetizing on that. But even the big Mr. Beast, who is first of all taking the money from the platform, which by the way is dead. Don't expect any money from the platforms ever. So even Mr. Beast, do you know what is his most thriving business? Chocolate. Which we don't agree with, okay? But still, his 9-figure business is chocolate. He lost money on Beast Games for Amazon Prime, He lost money there. Content is all about losing money, or at least keeping it on some balance, break even. But monetization, through monetization, even if you have some e-commerce site, even if you have some product, one product or something, and to be very honest, where the monetization of the podcast is, and some of you mentioned, is relationships. The relationship, I think Rudy is here. I met Rudy 2 years ago at Step, is it? And we were introduced by a mutual friend. And I said, hey, I'm Ivan, wait, don't tell me anything about you. Let's sit, have a podcast, and I will get to know you. So you see how strong the bond is. He came to, please, one round of applause for my friend. But those connections you get, when we started looking for an investment for Podster, for this space we are sitting in, Vuk, partner who is running the business, who is really, really amazing businessman, and I sit down and say, okay, we are starting now. A few days later, Vuk tells me, oh, it's done. How it is done? People who came to studios, people who worked in the studios, people who were guests in our podcast. Alas. So this is the monetization moment of the relationship, and what I always say to people who are trying to raise some investment or find some sponsorships, you will always get the money from the people that knows you.
It's indirect way, not direct way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are not sitting now because we have a monetization plan between each other, but the bond we create today is long lasting. That's something that I would say that monetization is, and of course you have to build your pipeline, and you want to meet people. This is why we started. Vuk and I started the Change Officer podcast. We wanted to meet people, broaden our network, and also strengthen the relationship with the existing network. And this was the reason. And then people started calling us GM of this company, GM of this company. Wow, what's going on? So the connection made in podcasting is the strongest ever connection you can get in media, even stronger than in radio. Radio was for so many years the most emotional, the most the media that connects the most on so many levels. But podcasting is new king in town, and don't hesitate and start podcasting. Come on, just who would you like to meet in this town? Invite him to podcast, and he or she will come. I promise you.
I think that's the beauty of it. And to be honest, Ivan, you had me on Change Officer back in 2017 or whatever, back in that office where I actually did a recording a couple of weeks ago there. And it was the first time I was ever on a podcast. And it inspired me to start. At that time, I was doing Fun DXP, and I said, I want to get more into the guests that we have on the show to come on the podcast. And I recorded 6 just because you invited me on a show. And I realized, wow, this is getting a little bit more one-on-one time. This is perfect. I love it. Let's do it. So you inspired me on that level back in 2017. You know, like
And
that's,
here you are.
and here we are now.
Running the
And-
events for the biggest podcast community
yes,
in the world.
the largest
you know.
podcast community in the world. That's correct. And to be honest with you, his story for how Change Officer inspired Vuk and Ivan to create Podster, if you really want to know it, you came on my podcast, FabDXP.
Yeah.
And if you go on to episode 4, you'll hear his story. It's inspirational in terms of how you go with the flow and how you use the concept of pivoting to create a 7-figure business. So in a nutshell, don't be run by monetization as your goal, but let it guide you to open new
I
doors.
always
would
say, I have to tell you one thing. Every billionaire on TV, don't go for money. Why? Why you were there? No, but you're right. You have to, you have to let it grow.
Yeah.
It's a network effect, and I always say that in a social network movie or Facebook Effect book by David Kirkpatrick, which is amazing, which I suggest you to read, all about Facebook and stuff. Mark Zuckerberg always said, don't monetize it. We are building we don't know what we are building, but we are building something big. Exactly what Saif was saying.
Don't kill it
Yes.
before it has room to
Yes,
breathe.
exactly.
Yeah, you offer services, you offer a product, but imagine this, like this is a story that I'm going to tell which could relate to any of you differently. Again, I am a personal trainer. The moment I started doing content and podcast, especially podcast, I do Arabic podcast and I do English podcast, both. So the English podcast took off really well, very, very well. So people started, when I'm going back to the gym, oh, we saw you on the podcast. Oh, you're a personal trainer. Okay, how much do you charge? So now I raise my bar, the prices I raise, and people refer me to go like, okay, I cannot afford him, but if you want a really good personal trainer, he's the one. So I started looking at, my wife, she described me in this way. There's people who want to go and buy a Zara bag, and then there are people who want to go buy the Birkins, for example. I'm the Birkins, but imagine if a friend of hers will come and ask her, like, which bag should I buy? But I have the money, go buy the Birkins, right? So this is where I place myself thanks to podcasting. So this is personal branding. This is why I'm pushing you, yourself, and your services, your products, or whatever. Raise the bar. There's so much room. You never know. Again, go back, what you should do, just pick the phone. And now, podcast is everywhere. Cameras, quality,
Everywhere.
services, anything, anytime, anywhere. Just post. You never know. Be genuine. Be yourself. Don't worry about what haters will say. They're not going to stop hating. I recently posted a few videos which went viral, over 10 million, and I can promise you more than 10,000 of the comments each video had. 95% of the comments were against me. But those are the people that I need, because they are going to make my content go. So yes, come on.
Welcome the haters.
Yeah, the other day
I
there
don't
was,
know what you're talking. I don't have haters.
the other day there was one coach. He came to me and I was working out. He looked at me. He's like, I just want to ask you, like, what do you take to stay so calm? I'm like, I'm always calm. He's like, no, I read the comments that people say about you. Like, why? I was like, first of all, I have a dinosaur skin, so I don't get affected. The other thing, I cannot change it. Let them be. And those are the people that I want. Let them talk. So what?
No, if you think, like, first of all, nobody in this world will love you like your mother loves you. Nobody in this world will love you like your friends and family loves you. People on the internet will like you, like, this is like, not love, you know, like you or not, but 100%, even if you, and usually it's the harsh comments that you are getting and reading and so on. And you have to understand, you cannot avoid that. It will 100% happen. And even though I'm perfect, I still have haters, and okay, let them be, you know, like I keep them, I screenshot them, and it's like now And you will be bummed, but you have to overcome it and realize you know what you're doing.
I'll tell you one story. This is a really funny story, and this is a true story.
This is when you have two podcasters.
I know, I'm like,
Just
going
give
from
a
here
ping
to
pong. This is yours now.
I'm sorry, but I have to mention this one because for the haters that you're going to be affected from, this is a true story. I posted a video talking about vegetables. I'm not going to say what I said, but it went viral. So after 2 days, 48 hours.
I'm already intrigued and curious of a viral
That's how
video
you
on
throw
vegetables.
hooks.
Send
That's
us
how
the
you
link,
throw
send us the
hooks.
link.
That's how you get the engagement.
Link
So-
below. Link
Just
below.
share the link with us on the group, please. I'm intrigued.
So one of the comments out of probably after 48 hours, I received 4,000 comments. As I said, 90% were hate. Out of this 4,000, it's a pool of comments. I picked one person to see his profile. I want to see those people who say things, are they better than me? Really? Do they look better than me? I gave you a free advice. I look at him and he lives in Dubai. I started searching his pictures. I memorized his face. This is what I'm trying to tell you. On the same day, I took my wife to a cafe. We were sitting, we were having fun, talking, and I see one guy on a table looking like this. He's like checking me out. I was like, and I didn't recognize him, but I just noticed, okay, I'm used to this. He's a fan, definitely a fan. So I was like, okay, honey, I think there's someone that I know. Let's go. I'm going to do something. So usually on the podcast, you only record yourself upper parts. But when I stand up, I'm sorry, I have to brag about it. I look different. So the moment I stood up, I made sure that I'm going to pass beside him. And guess what happened? He's a hater. And his comment was one of the harsh comments because I pressed on his link to see who he is and how he looks like. Guess what happened? He stood up. He's like, Coach, I'm a big fan of you. Can I take a picture with you? That's a true life story. This truly happened. So those haters are just like dogs barking behind gates. The moment the gate opens, they're quiet. So don't be afraid, don't be offended by them. They are your biggest fans, they are your support, they are the reason that you're gonna grow your brand, yourself, your product. You need them, don't be afraid of them. So just pick your phone today, post whatever you're gonna post.
Tomorrow we have a challenge.
Yeah, the
It's-
challenge.
The challenge has been laid down.
Tag me and Ivan and Fari, and I promise you, I will share every single one of them on my story.
Did you hear that? How are you going to deny that? You cannot.
Oh.
You have to all post something.
Do I count? Like,
Of course you do. You have to post something because this is inspirational in terms of anyone who wants to start and they're just wondering who's going to like me, who's going to judge me. You heard it from the two best people out here constantly creating. And I want to ask my last question before I hand over to the audience. You guys have been talking about your passion for what you're doing. This is your business. You've invested not only financially, but also sweat equity and blood, sweat, and tears, ultimately, in the journey of what you've created for your business of podcasting. And I'm really interested to know, in your view, what's the future of podcasting in the next 5 to 10 years? You've invested. What's your ROI going to look like? What are we going to expect to see in the world of podcasting? Steve?
I need a rest.
Okay, go on,
okay,
you go.
okay. So as I said, I was saying we are just at the beginning of the era of podcasting. Yeah, the previous topic, monetization, is still an issue, like a challenge or a pain point, but it will be overcome. The thing is, I'm sure that here in this room there is someone who now has less than 1,000 followers or didn't even started a podcast. In 3 to 5 years will be a superstar sitting in the room much bigger than this one with a lot of his or her fans. So why I'm saying that, do you know, we are still, when I said the mass media is dead, I said TV, radio is still alive. Radio is still alive. Monetization of the TV is still alive, TV is so, but radio is still alive. Like radio, podcast is emotional and brings the biggest connection, the strongest connection between the people and between the audience. And when we say fans, you know, obviously today OnlyFans doesn't matter. Meaning, no, sorry.
We're not talking about OnlyFans.
No, fans.
Come on, us.
No, fans.
Fans.
What
not
did you hear?
OnlyFans.
What did you hear?
I heard OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Anyone else heard
If you have
OnlyFans? Thank you. Not
OnlyFans,
just me.
no, that's in your ear. Come on. So you know that today we are living in the world of attention media. We are not living in the world of social media. Like it doesn't matter how many fans, OnlyFans, you have. It doesn't matter how many subscribers you have. Your post, even with 100 subscribers, can go viral with the 10 million views or so. We all know that. But when TikTok took over VidCon and there was a meet and greet with the creators, nobody was there to meet them. You know, when YouTubers are there for meet and greet, you cannot stand in line because there are thousands and thousands of people waiting. TikTokers, no, because there is no connection. Podcasters will be new YouTubers, obviously on YouTube, but new way of media, which will create the strongest bonds there are. And it is because it's emotional medium, it's open medium, it's transparent. You cannot lie on podcast. You have to be yourself. And then this creates the most amazing connections. So be persistent, stick to your idea, the market will be there for you. Imagine, this is really a thriving business. In Dubai, there are 40 podcast studios, 40. Do you know how many podcast studios are in New York? On this scale, 0. London, 0. LA, 0. And here, we have more than 2,500 podcasters only in our studio. Per capita, and in absolute numbers, Dubai is the capital of podcasting. Dubai is the capital of innovation, we know that, but podcasting is also innovation, believe it or not. Everybody's thinking, oh, it's there, it's past now, what now? No, podcasts are here to stay. If you want to get involved, and you are sitting here, so you want to get involved now, because when is the best time to plant a tree? 30 years ago. Second best time, today.
Wow.
So, that's the future of media and future of you.
Nice. Safe.
Yeah, I want to build on what he said. Absolutely correct. Dubai is the right place, and there's a reason why we have 40 plus podcast studios. Look at yourself here and look at who's next to you. He's a famous person to be, if he's not already. This is the place where you build personal branding properly. This is the place where you meet celebrities, the people that we have invited, whether you or me or you, to our podcast studio or to any podcast to record a podcast, was because of Dubai, because of they exist in Dubai and they are approachable, they are easy to reach out to. Trust me, drop a DM message to anyone with a nice message. To me, I will accept anyone who invites me to their podcast. Yesterday, by the way, I was here recording a podcast because one person came and asked me to
Through
record a
PodClub.
podcast.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, so through PodClub. So I was here. I never say no to anyone, but it has to be like in a certain nice way. You have millionaires, you have successful people, you have celebrities, you have singers, you have actors, you have social media content creators, you have podcasters, you have so many celebrities in Dubai. Podcast never died. I would say podcast didn't even start yet. It's about to start right now. And the reason why I say this, the podcast studio that I have taken is in Media City. Behind me, there's CNN, Arabia, NBC, all the big channels and TV shows. I promised myself one day, and I said, okay, I'm going to choose this location for the reason that these behind me are going to collapse and close and shut down. Because the new way of watching content is podcast. I drive watching podcast. Watch. I don't listen. I like to watch. There has to be like the sound and the visual effect of the person. I need to study his moves and the way that he talks. So podcast is yet to start. Podcast hasn't started yet. If you want to do podcast, start now. This is the right time. You have all the facilities available. You have all the right people to meet available here at your grasp in Dubai. People fly over, you can invite them. And talking about, you mentioned there's no podcast studios in US, there's no podcast studios. I will
There
add
are.
one
On this
more.
scale.
There are,
on
not
this
this scale.
Yeah, on the scale.
It was
That-
very, very random.
I had one customer came and flew all the way from Australia to Dubai just to record at the studio. So that we have quality here. We have good quality of people because she wanted to meet guests from Dubai. So why not start now? Ask yourself why. You have everything available, and it's affordable.
I love that. I think that
Yes.
there is a reason why Dubai does have the hype it does, and it's not just great marketing. It's the people who are here, the ideas that are thriving here. This studio came from an idea. Your studio came from an intention and an objective that you want to get ahead of the game. You see where the future is going to go. So I think anyone who has an idea, even if you think it's a crazy idea for a podcast, who would watch, who would listen? Somebody will. You know, there is something for someone, and if you think it's crazy, there's another crazy person out there who's matching you. So I think if there's anything you can take away from this session, it's you've got two very inspirational people here who took a chance and they didn't stop. They're constantly creating. They haven't stood back to say, oh, who's going to think of me and who's going to judge me and who's going to accept me. They're like, we're going to do this no matter what. We have a passion for it. We're going to get better as we practice more and more. And I think this is a testament to say the future is incredibly huge, infinite possibilities, and it's very bright. So on that note, I want to now open the stage or the questions out to the audience. Before we do that, if you saw me messaging, it's not because I'm checked out, it's because I'm speaking to our amazing Beth, who is in charge of our live streaming. And we actually have a question from Farzana, who wanted to know in terms of sponsorship. Now, I know we talked about it a little bit, but she really wants to get a little bit more insights in terms of what key metrics do you think sponsors look for when it comes to finding a sponsor for podcasts? Any key metrics you would suggest for her to focus on?
The key metric is relevance. The key metric is credibility. The key metric is your passion. The key metric is your bond to your guests, to your audience, understanding the field you're in. And this is what you can sell. When somebody tells me, oh, it's not possible to sell or whatnot, you know, like if she, I'm sure that she is watching now, would send someone one pager explaining about her podcast and some pricing, eventually she would get someone, easily. History, 2006, we started a very famous cash taxi show, which is a quiz show within a taxi in Serbia. When I was, we produced that show. Even before the show started, on the new TV station, that was the first TV show on the TV station, we had 6 sponsors because we offered. What we offered, the vision. We offered what we want to achieve with this. And we delivered. And that's very important. So when you're there, you know, if they want metrics in numbers, in Excel sheets, go to content creators, halas, that's it. Don't go to podcasting. If you want deeper conversations, deeper connections, relevance, and then you have an hour show talking about your topic or whatever, talking for life. Or you have a content creator which will have a sticker somewhere, which is good. Okay, do that. But if you have a deeper connection, that's perfect.
I think I share everything you just said in terms of your metrics shouldn't be the numbers, and I'm so glad Mohammed left the room when we're saying this, because it's not so much about how many followers you got, how many subs you've got. I got a podcast that I launched with a sponsor for the first season.
Yeah.
I didn't have a single subscriber. I didn't have a single metric to show, but I got them to understand that the people who are going to tune in are going to be your potential customers. So entrepreneurship as a topic, I can weave it to match what your audience are going to look like and what they're going to be interested in. So he believed in the dream, and he was really happy because he was now got evergreen content.
It's even better, evergreen content, exactly. That's the point. And of course, if you have 10 million followers, it's better.
Of course. course.
You know,
I had
but
zero
even if
followers.
you but even if you don't have, it costs something.
Yeah.
You know, some effort, something, and then advertising in podcasting is contextual. That means I don't just, as you said, wear a T-shirt or something. I believe in this T-shirt. By the way, this is recycled material. I believe in this T-shirt. I believe in water that we are drinking. Not this one. This was not sponsored, but I believe that you should drink water, like Ronaldo when he removed Coca-Cola
Yeah,
from
Coca-Cola,
the,
yeah,
like,
it's very powerful.
like that was the message. I believe that, and you have, as you said, everything important.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Do you
I
wanna
think
share?
you covered everything. No?
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take it now to the audience. We've got a lot of hands up. Okay, we're going to come to you. So if I can ask, please, for you to start with your name and then ask a question and then pass on to the
Quick
next
question,
person.
quick question,
Thank
so we
you.
have many people.
Yeah.
My name is Nassim Al-Qushayri, and my question is about AI. We know that podcasting is all about relevance and authenticity, and that's why we are addicted to listening to podcasts, watching podcasts. So AI-generated podcasts should be let them allowed to be like uploading tons of content on Spotify. Like 2 days, if I'm looking for a specific subject, I find a lot of AI-generated podcasts on it, and I know it's cloning the voice, it's trying to make a sense, connecting the words. Is it something that will be killing the podcast or helping it to grow?
By the way, he's an AI expert. Just
Yeah, I do AI and automation.
Yeah.
Where were you in our last month? We were talking everything about AI.
It's his first session.
I'm new
Nice.
to Dubai.
Okay,
I met
well
him
done.
during the icebreaker. Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, so do you want to take that?
You cannot stop the revolution. The revolution started. AI is everywhere. What AI will allow, it's easier for any content creator to achieve some things. Guys, I am designing things in Canva using AI. You know, but it only helps. The one thing that AI will never have, never ever have, can fake it, but never have, is judgment. Moral. It can learn, you know, like, but it cannot have a judgment, you know, like some. But of course, for me, it's a game, you know, like we saw last time Notebook LLM, Google's podcasting AI, which is amazing. Okay, if you can create, if you can prompt him to create something amazing, okay. But I always say, one of the things that I always say to our clients when it comes to video, people trust eyes. When they see your eyes, they will read everything from there. Are you fake? Are you not fake? Do you really believe what you are saying, and so forth? So I don't think you can get that on AI, but okay, it's a game. Like, you have this team, you have that team.
Yeah, I believe AI will never take over podcast. Never. Even if you want to create really good content out there. Because on top of what you just said, there's emotions, true emotions, human emotions. Like when I say something, I really mean it from here. It's experience. I always link whatever I say to experience. And this is stories that AI will never tell you. So you people, we all like to listen to, as if I'm an alien, you people. Sometimes I do believe that I am. But no, it's true that emotions are, we all are connected with emotions, and AI can never probably fake, but can never deliver true emotions. When you say something, you're truly believing in it, you need to, as you said, see the person. That's why visual podcast is more now picking up rather than just audio, because you need to link the voice with the picture of the person.
It officially took over the leading position, video podcast, last March. So it's a year now since the video podcast is stronger than audio. So.
Yeah. So I drive, but I like to see something around as I'm listening, and all my research in the topics that I talk about is from podcast. It's not from audiobooks anymore, because there's audiobooks, you imagine the person, but I want to see the person talking. And books, TV shows, AI is more script written, and there are strings manipulated for an agenda, for a reason. Podcast is free. There's no strings attached. You are truly saying what you want to say, as if you're talking to your friend or your mother, your father, your colleague, whoever, sitting next to each other. This talk, I really am not imagining myself sitting in a podcast. I'm truly speaking as I'm speaking at home with any friend or outside without cameras. It's just that I'm used to it. But this is how podcasts should be. It's like connecting with people. Like I'm seeing you now, and this is a podcast, a live podcast, and I've done live podcasts before. But it's truly believing and seeing the person. I look in your eyes, for example, and I see if you're smiling, it means I delivered the message. But if I don't see a smile, I try to maneuver and change to make my content like reach and approach. So imagine that as well. So AI can never do that and will never do that. So don't worry about AI. AI will never take over. It will help. It will be a tool. It will help us, and it's still helping us, but not writing content on behalf of you, because you still need that human element there.
I think there is a skill that you need to develop as a podcaster. Whether you are the one generating the concept, or whether you're selecting your guests, or whatever that is. If you have a passion for it, it becomes a little bit easier, but you do need to perfect that skill a little bit and hone it and polish it. I think the tools out there in terms of AI can help us. So not to rely on it heavily, and I think one of the main important things I learned from our last session was fact checking, that really do spend time on that fact checking aspect of it. But use the resources. Like you said, Canva, there are so many different things. You've got, instead of ChatGPT Perplexity, you've got Gamma to make presentations. I use all of these tools as much as possible, because it's like I've got my own fully functioning team that I can delegate these things to. But still, it all comes from me. I still have to give it the prompt.
Yeah.
I still have to give it the
You
direction.
will always have to give it a prompt. Not only one prompt, but a change until you get something.
I just
that
need
is-
to mention a story about AI, and listen to this. I have a client where when I train clients, we talk about relationships. This has happened like for the past year. I don't know why they take my advice for relationship, but maybe because I have a successful one, and most of my viral videos about relationships. So this guy's 26-year-old, he's dating a woman, and he wants to maneuver in the relationship with her. So he is a person who works on AI. He uses AI with his business, and he's generated an AI business out of it, and he's a multi-millionaire. He sends me right now, what should I do? And we discussed this today morning, what he should do, how to take her on a date.
Do you charge that? Like,
You're a dating coach?
I do
Dr.
sometime.
Love,
I should
Dr.
monetize.
Love.
By the way, I should monetize this.
yeah.
So I told him what to do, and he sent a message to her, and I said, okay, if it fails, we said 50%, if it's successful, you're going to be happy with her, taking her on a date. If it doesn't work, send her flowers. He went and asked ChatGPT, and guess what ChatGPT suggested? Never send a flower. It's a red flag. So I want all the women out there, would you say no to to flowers coming from someone, even if you don't like him? No. So why would you simply just listen to AI?
No judgment. This is exactly.
Yeah.
Something that I say always, AI should be your intern, not your boss. So
Yeah.
AI is an intern.
Nice.
Someone
Okay, thank you for that question.
Yeah.
All right.
My name is Rohit. On social media, I'm known as RK1007. I'm just launching my podcast, and I'm recording here in 2 weeks, my first episode. So, as a newcomer, would you have some advice, some guidance to motivate me for my upcoming recording here?
So first of all, congratulations. When you filmed your first episode, you are in front of 50% people here. So big round of applause for you. Yeah.
Well done.
This is the support. This is the support. And the second thing is, try to think of the way how to do it and not to stop.
Yeah.
Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't expect too much from yourself. Do it simple. Can you do 10-minute podcast? Of course. Who says you cannot? Do a 10-minute podcast, 5 episodes. You have for a month and a half episodes, 10-minute podcast and so on. So just don't stop. And you will see how the world changes. I never finished my story. In first day on the studio, I was not sure what I was making and so on. After 10th episode, I knew everything. And after 20th episode, unmonetized. Not sponsorship, but monetized. So it's something that will come with the time, and keep following your passion. Try to make it as efficient as possible for the beginning.
Thank you.
Nice. Thank you for that
Thanks to
question.
PodClub, because I sourced my first guest through PodClub, and I'm sure I'm going to source a lot of more guests through PodClub.
Well, that's the
Wow.
whole
Yeah,
point of
congratulations.
PodClub. And I think also with Safe, we had one of our PodClub members, Nabil, who reached out to me and said, Farry, I need to have this guy on my podcast. I'm like, who? Safe? Okay. Well, he's on the room. Yeah, can you do the intro? It's like, here's his number, here's his thing, off you go. And lo and behold, he had a session with him yesterday.
Oh,
So
amazing.
that's the magic that we create on
Yeah.
PodClub, that when somebody wants to meet somebody, you're more likely going to find
The
them on the
answer
community
is
anyway.
always no unless you ask.
Correct. Ask and you shall receive. I love this. Okay, where is the mic?
That's right. Yeah.
Yes,
Hi,
go
my
ahead.
name is Gayu, and thanks, amazing, lot good piece of information. My question is for you, specifically targeted towards you. You are in the fitness and health realm. What made you the Birkin? What was the journey? Was it the people that you had in your podcast, or was it the content that made you what you are today?
Consistency. Never giving up. Not the people. Not myself. It's just I became who I am, and not faking who I'm supposed to be on the camera. As I said, like the person who's talking right now to you, or who was talking to you, is the same person offline. Okay? So be genuine, be yourself. As I said, every single person, everyone in this room has a unique him or her. Just be yourself. Nothing. I didn't do anything. I didn't do any magic. It's not the people who was in my guest. Yeah, there were some effect, but those people who were as guests with me, somehow I made them more famous, and they made me more also. So it's just because they were genuine, I was genuine, and every time someone is with me on a podcast, they say, I don't know what you do, but we just feel comfortable and we are relaxed and we don't have any like tension, and you just take away everything. By the way, I'm surprised. My father's a surgeon and he's a dean of a medical school. He lives in Baghdad, back home in Iraq. And one time he came to Dubai. I had a studio at home. I didn't have my studio yet ready, but I have a very unique own. One of the rooms is a complete, full equipped studio. He came home and stayed with me for a week. I was like, okay, this guy is a living legend. I need to invite him to a podcast. So I asked him. Remember, he's a dean in a medical school, which means he speaks to students to be, medical students to be. He speaks to doctors, thousands of doctors, no hesitation, and years of experience. The moment I sat down with him in a podcast with lights on, he doesn't know how to talk. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Why? All right, switch off the cameras. I didn't switch off the cameras. I was the operator. There's no operator at home. So I was like, okay, I'm going to switch off the camera. We're just talking. Nothing. Okay, just tell me, you know. And we started talking, and I asked him a question, which was a video that went really viral. Probably you've seen it. I asked him, happy life gives you a happy wife, right? He's like, yeah, for sure. And he started giving this concept, because this was a video that took me viral. And then I asked him, like, okay, what do you want as a man from a woman to be happy as a man? He said something very funny, but with no, he loves my mom very much. I've never seen a beautiful couple like them. He said, just to shut her mouth. That video reached over 20 million, and we posted many
And
times.
since then they don't speak, yeah?
So the idea, when I told him this, he's like, I hope you didn't record this. I was like, no, I did, but you see how you are right now? Like, you're relaxed. And he's like, okay, that's very smart of you. So that's how you make it. So just be yourself. Don't be afraid.
Beautiful advice. Do we have another question? I think if you could pass the mic back there, Rudy, and
Please stand up.
yeah.
Gonna ask a question. I'm just gonna 2 cents. Can I? How many of you have started their journey? Okay. What about the rest? And this is where I think Saif, you'll agree with me. Challenge yourself. You have Ramadan coming. You have whatever coming. You have whatever. Put something personal, and you have the best of the best. I've been around the world, and nothing is as equal and accessible. This is very important. You have a room, you're lucky, but that came.
No, he has a studio
He has a
also.
studio.
No, he's moving into a studio. But
Oh, yes,
I've been 5 years podcasting. In March 1st, that will be my 5th year. We all started from nothing. Phone works, but challenge yourself to go into this habit. And this is where I totally think you agree with me, that challenge, personal challenge. Otherwise, tomorrow. So, just a general advice.
I really agree to that too, and I think we all agree to that. But I have a gym story. Again, actually, there was a guy, I heard about a guy who went to the gym for 5 minutes only. Just to get the habit. So gets in, and do one workout, 5 minutes, but every day. And this is how he started his journey. My latest wellness journey started with 10-15 minutes gym time. Yesterday I didn't have time, but I still went for 35 minutes and recorded a video. You saw it. You know, I was there for 35 minutes, but just go. You know, like, because it's not everybody think this is consistency. No, this is consistency. This, then this, then this. You're inspired, you're not inspired. It's still you. So I agree.
If you want to talk about gyms here, I'll just tell you what I tell my people, followers online or in real life. If you want to start, just go sit at the cafe in the gym, just drink coffee and watch people work out.
Exactly. Perfect.
Now, since we're doing podcast, just watch us do podcast. Come and sit down. I invite you whenever I do podcast, sit down behind the cameras and watch us how we do it and how natural it is. Like you are already experiencing right now. This is a natural living, live living podcast. So that's how you get the habits, the challenge, as you said.
Okay, we have another question. If you stand up, please. Yeah.
Yes, first of all, this is my first meetup. Definitely not gonna be last.
What's your name?
My name is Ram. I'm a radio presenter, content creator, travel content creator, podcaster, and stand-up comic. I am also broke. This is why I'm here.
I can
And you want to go to podcasting, yeah? What?
So
Well, are you listening what you're saying?
Very interesting topic so far. I love the insights. Thank you. Now, for all the beginners out there, and even for those in the middle of their journey, because from what I'm learning, podcasting is a long slog, it's a long game, right? In the beginning, one of the biggest hurdles that content creators are facing is something called imposter syndrome. Are you guys familiar with the term? Is this something that you are, right? So my question is, number one, have you experienced it? Do you still experience it? How have you dealt with it? And how do you deal with it if you still go through it?
Yvonne, you want to go into that?
Wait. Is the question, do I ever feel imposter syndrome every day?
Ever.
Or every day? Every day, this is what I'm saying. If you're not feeling like it, you're in a comfort zone. If you're in a comfort zone, nothing will happen. Zero. I will tell you one thing. I don't know whether I posted on the PodClub community, but obviously you can find it. The Diary of a CEO. You know the podcast, Stephen Bartlett. The latest episode is with Mr. Beast. Imagine this. After being the most successful content creator ever in the world, your question to Mr. Beast, his answer to your question would be yes. Like, is this the same storytelling like on Amazon Prime, Netflix, or whatever, or TV? Is this the same? Am I really there or not? If you're not challenging your imposter syndrome, how did you start stand-up comedy? You're good, man. You're good. You know what? You should do one bit about podcasting and all the podcast. Okay, get the inspiration here. You have it, yeah. Okay, great. So one of the next episodes, definitely. So imposter syndrome.
I just need a definition. How many of you in the room who doesn't know this term? I don't know. So can we have like a definition of this term? It's new to me.
So imposter syndrome is when you...
No, he's kidding.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just raising my hand because I'm not scared to show myself that I'm an ignorance in this field.
I like that.
That's
you've never
absolutely.
experienced
See, there's no
imposter
fear.
syndrome?
There's no fear in to say I don't know. Half of the knowledge is saying I don't know. So can I have a definition, please? Yeah.
So imposter syndrome is, I get it a lot. I think we've discussed it many times. When you already are doing the thing that you feel that you're not capable of doing. So for example, if you are already a content creator, you're very successful and you already are hitting the numbers and you're already there, when you get in front of the camera, you think, am I gonna do this as good as the other one? Am I even worthy of being in front of the camera? Am I actually a podcaster? Can I call myself a podcaster? It's a self-doubt.
That's why I don't
it's
know.
internal, there you go. I don't think you need to worry about this.
That's why I don't know it. And I think the people who said I don't know as well agree with me. You have self-confidence, you know what you're doing, and you don't need to worry about what it's the same thing.
It's not so much about the self-confidence.
Okay, self-belief.
We can't hear you because you don't have a mic.
Please, can you have a mic?
Because because we're the one. If you ever ask him out, I think Hanan mentioned this in her workshop.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you ever go
just
ahead.
shout.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, my name is Sumaya. I'm just gonna comment on you. And that syndrome is not related to being confident. Most of the successful men and women around the world, they feel that everybody who in front of the camera or behind the scenes or maybe singers before 5 minutes before they go, they feel that. This is a human nature feeling, and it comes and goes. Maybe you don't know it because you didn't define that yet inside you. Maybe you feel it, but you
Do
don't
I need
know.
to?
If he
Say
doesn't
again?
fit-
Do I need to find it?
You don't need to.
No, it's
You
not
have-
different.
you're
It's
okay.
any
No, if I-
time. If you're
No,
going
knowing
in front
is
of a
better, right?
presentation, if you're going to have a presentation or a pitch,
So
and
I
you've
don't
done
need to know
thousands
it.
of
You don't.
them,
If you are
have to
okay,
know
you're
it.
okay. You don't need it. But like, it's not related to self-confidence. There is a lot of people who are very
Okay, I'll pull
self-confident.
back the word confidence here, but it's self-belief,
Sorry.
self-worth, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, as long as it's not there, you know what you're doing and you know what you're delivering, and this is like the personal branding that I talked about, and like the acceptance and building this thick skin and immunity towards what people judge you and what people would say about you. So I don't care what they say. I don't care what anyone would say, good or bad. I appreciate the good and I appreciate the bad as well, the same way.
Okay, that's an interesting viewpoint in terms of imposter syndrome. We'll put that
We
for
have
another
another
day.
question here and
I
here.
think we have a lady over here. If we can pass the mic, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Achnai. I just started a podcast last month. But my question is about posting, because I started posting like on a daily basis, but some people told me that it's getting the audience boring if you're posting every day. So my question is, should I post every day? Should I post every after one day? Should I post on a weekly basis?
They both
Is it a
told you the
podcast?
same-
Yeah.
Like a long.
So I
So-
post like a 30 minutes video on YouTube, but the shots I post them on Instagram and
So which one you're talking about posting daily?
the ones on Facebook and on Instagram. Because I used to
Oh.
post.
Like
Short
short
form.
form.
Yeah,
like
Short
short form.
short form podcast. Yeah, I would say post it every single day, but on a consistent time and a consistent hour of the day, which is very important. You need to see that from your insights, which we talked about, and that's why it's important, because people usually have the highest views in the evening, like I do. And now I should be posting my own today's podcast or not podcast content, whatever it is, but not in the morning. So you test, and if you test and something works with you, stay consistent with that and post every single day or every other day.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
when it comes to posting daily, it's all about how many pieces of quality content you can create to post daily. It's not only about posting quantity; it's about posting quality also. So, if you think and if you feel only you, not your friends or whoever tells you will, do you know who will get bored? People who knows you because they're following you, and you know how algorithm works. Then they're not posting only to your friends, they're posting to everybody else. So don't listen to them. When you start to get boring to your immediate friends and family, this is when you start becoming a creator.
I'll ask you a question. Do you think, like, when you post a video today and the next video tomorrow, if it was a sequence, do you think people will watch this first and then the second one first, the second?
So I don't get your question. Like,
So let's say we recorded a video worth like 3 minutes and you chopped it into 3 episodes. So the first video you post, part 1, then part 2, then part 3. Do you think people will see on their feed part 1 first, and then after they finish they will see part 2 and then part 3? No. No, so
Have to be-
maybe
Yeah.
3 comes and then another one comes, and then, so it's mixed up. So just post.
So basically, don't
Post,
overthink.
post,
Just
yeah.
post and don't
Post.
overthink it. That's the message. I think there was a lady over here, and we're gonna make that. You need to wait for the mic, please. There's a lady behind you first. Thanks.
My question is to you, Mr. Saif. Yes. You're talking about personal branding. I want to be just frank with you. I saw a post about carnivore diet, something like that, a long time ago, and I immediately checked out.
Me?
I saw a post about, like you posted about it, and I immediately just like, okay, no,
No.
not interested. Just to tell you, like before that, why, because I don't agree with the diet itself. I'm a medical doctor. I believe there's a lot of benefits from like eating plant-based food. But now, after I knew that you're here, I started to look more into what you're doing, and I know that you had another podcast. The Be Human podcast, and it's not just talking about the carnivore diet. There are many other things that you're talking about. So, in terms of personal branding, don't you feel like if you get or you're associated with something like a controversial diet, like the carnivore diet, will kind of like harm your
Image?
not image certainly, but like in terms of like people will not be like engaged or wanna listen to see like other part of what you're saying. I'm struggling with that because I am a medical doctor, but like if you check my Instagram, I'm a catwalk model. So I have no relation with health and fitness and whatever. And it's just more about like image, and what you see is always like a filtered makeup and done and everything. And couture clothing that is not my daily life when I'm like in scrubs in the hospital. So in terms of like having multiple, it's kind of like multiple personality or like multiple aspects of yourself. Which one you feel like you wanna? Which one you wanna feel like it can resonate more with the audience? And is it okay to show all those personalities or all those like aspects that you're interested in, and having something as controversial as like the carnivore diet, you might feel like it might harm or
Personal brand.
Okay,
or like
thank
don't
you
do
for your
it related to
question.
the personal branding.
You just described now beautifully without knowing personal branding. I'm not linked or associated with any of what I say. This is just me. I'm not doing it for the sake of fame. I'm doing it because I believe in every single thing that I put out there in the content. I'm just being genuine. This is purely me. I'm not saying like go follow the carnivore diet because it's a trending topic and I want people to listen to me just talking to get engagement and everything, and I go eat the cheesecake after I finish the content. I truly do it because this is part of me, but I didn't do it because I wanted content. I started doing it, and then people ask me, why do you do this? So I was like, okay, this is curiosity of people asking me, and I'm just being genuine and I'm just being me. I'm feeding my personal brand. So part of me is the person that you see, which is just a year and a half, and it didn't make me, I wasn't famous, I didn't become famous because of carnivore. I was already there. And I didn't become famous just because I said happy wife gives you a happy life, okay? I didn't become famous just because I interviewed, for example, Sarah Madani to talk about toxicity in men and relationships. I didn't become famous because I invited Tracy Harmouche just to talk about her fitness journey. I didn't become famous because I invited Agron to talk about astrology and numerology. This is something that I'm curious about to learn from my guests, and I'm inviting them to give me a free educational course that I want to learn, and I'm curious, but I'm just showing people what I am trying to build. So Save Me like 10 years ago is different than the 5 years ago till now, and then 5 years later. So the followers that I have, or the people who are watching my content, my personal brand is growing as I'm growing. So every single thing you may like and you may not like, and this is actually the beauty of your personal brand. You like this part, you don't like this part, but you might agree with the other part. Do you agree when I say happy wife gives you a happy life?
Absolutely.
So, do you love me now?
Thank you for your question. I think there's a gentleman in front of you who wants to ask a question, and then you're going to be the last. Oh, you've got two? Okay, we're going to take the last questions, and then we're going to wrap up. Yeah.
Hi. I just want to follow up with what you mentioned in the previous question.
Sorry.
So in the previous question, when you're talking about posting as parts and the sequels, I want to know what's your take on the idea behind posting as parts. Like usually people have part 1, part 2, or just flooding random content versus posting as a series or a sequel. Like what's your take on it?
You said it, yeah.
Yes. So different platforms here, different techniques of posting. So if it's a YouTube, then yes, throw it out there just to look nice on YouTube. But again, YouTube doesn't work the same way as you're expecting it to work. So when I watch clip 1, if you put the suggestion out there for clip 2, then it's going to show clip 2. But this is not the case in Instagram or TikTok, for example. I received like content going viral that I posted probably 3 months ago, and I'm like, oh, somebody woke up and remembered this content, and started getting likes and comments that I thought I never will get anymore, and it started popping up in my feed of notifications.
No, but do you feel like, let's say for social media for that matter, do you feel like splitting content as parts serves the purpose of sharing a
You mean connected content or disconnected content? Like are they first part, second part, third part connected some way?
Yeah, connected.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
do
Tell us.
Yes, don't do it. Unless
Don't do
it's
that.
YouTube.
Algorithm doesn't like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only if it's YouTube, because YouTube has a suggestion part where, okay, now what to watch next? You know,
And
this
you can connect
advertisement,
it.
and then this is, it makes sense to connect.
Okay.
If you can pass the mic over there, and then, gentlemen, if you can pass it to the lady behind
Hello,
the back.
my name is Mazin. Actually, I have produced podcasts before. The first one was about sport, called the Rebel Sport, and then I drifted to social change, environment, and I'm trying to find intersection between sport and social change. I love sports. This is my passion, but at the same time, I don't want to leave social change, in a way. So I'm trying to find intersections. I want to put them all together. So I hope maybe you can give me some advice on how to do it.
I think that when we come to creativity, I think in one point they've said that you don't know what will work. Just try things. A/B testing, ABCD testing, ABCDEFG testing. Like just put it out there, and whatever resonates with your audience and yourself, first of all, because also to the question of community, like I really don't watch K-dramas, but there are people who watch K-dramas and they would like to be the part of the community that watch K-dramas, but I'm not there. Like, if you have strong following of 1,000 people, you can rule your world, whatever. So 1,000 people, 10 times people here, and you have amazing community following you. Whatever you do, you invented the category. You invent the category, and that's the beauty of the freedom of podcasting and the creative freedom for podcasters. So to say, maybe you can say another.
Yeah, I just want to add, like the 1,000 followers that you have, you're not targeting them when you're posting a reel or a short form clip. If you look at your insights, and this is again why it's important, most of my videos that went viral haven't reached the total number of followers that I have, but 95% of them were non-followers. So this is the beauty of insights, and this is what you want to do. So when you're posting content, just post it out there and test. You never know. The audience, the comments, the people, not the followers, out there are going to guide you because of their interest, because of their questions.
Thank you for your question. And just the mic to the lady behind it for our last question.
For the last question, I'm also going to end with a bit of gratitude. So this is my first PodClub, and I do feel very alienated in this pod space. I don't even call it podcast anymore. I've kind of gone to show and now vodcast because it's all video. But Farah, you said right at the beginning of the presentation, you're going to get some golden nuggets, and that's actually the name of my show. So I was like, oh, I hope I go away with some golden nuggets. And the two that I'm going to take away is safe. Like, you've just saved me hours and hours because I spend so much time posting to my stories, link in bio, GIF, link in bio, here's the link. And I know Instagram and the portals don't like you to send them elsewhere. So that's one thing I'm going to do differently. And for you, what you said about YouTube, don't waste your time trying to get that YouTube, the little bit of ad money that they throw you. Definitely in this region, it doesn't make much sense to piss off your viewers with an advert every 20 minutes, so I've scrapped that as well. So my question is, now that I'm not going to be monetizing on YouTube and I'm not going to be posting to my stories, how do I get more traffic to my my episodes? Because my inbox is full of SEO YouTube experts from
Don't trust
around
them.
the world telling me I'm doing it wrong, and I don't know.
And they
I'm
can
like,
do it for you so
Madam,
much
you will
better."
get so much.
No.
Madam, your video is very nice, but you're doing something wrong. How do I know? And what is your advice to get more views?
First of all, don't trust them ever. These are all spam. Second of all, is just by creating quality content, genuine content of you and what you just spoke beautifully here. I'm interested to listen to what content you deliver. So because you spoke freely, so that's how you get there. You just deliver the good quality content that you want the audience to listen, not you just to show off. And just talk freely, and that's how you get the engagement.
Yvonne, do you want to add something?
Yeah, first of all, in any media, it's how you say it, and then what you say it, and so on. You have a beautiful voice. Keep doing the podcasting. Take care of your audio, and you will get audience 100%. Because I think your articulation, your voice, your ability to construct a sentence is really nice. It was nice listening to,
Yes,
be very
yes,
honest.
I'm ready to listen to your content.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
The Nuggets with Sylvie Eldawi on Spotify, YouTube, and and Apple Podcasts, and everywhere else. Instagram, TikTok, and everywhere.
And see that
Do you
gave
have
you
a
more
voice?
engagement. That gave you more engagement better than the story that you posted.
You got better applause than us, you know, like.
Yeah.
So,
You've
so-
got a real voiceover voice, you know, you have
That's
that.
20 years of smoking.
Okay, let's not promote smoking to get a great voice. We're not
Okay,
about
I'm
that,
gonna
kids.
I'm
Any
gonna
kids
pull back
watching?
what I said. I'm turning around. I pretend I never heard it.
no, definitely. But please send the links to the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
I hope that you join them.
I don't know how to join, but
So,
Here
okay,
is the
I'm going to
cue.
repeat again. For anyone who hasn't done so yet, behind us is a QR code. If it's already not on behind my head and it's past or whatever and you can't find it, just come and see me. I'll give you the QR code, scan it. Please take the opportunity tonight to introduce yourself on the group, to share your podcast link.
With
I
a
want
video.
to have a link.
With
Here
the
it is,
video.
here it is. No,
Yes.
no.
There
Take
it
take
is. Scan it now,
take
scan it now. Do it now, do it now.
Fari,
So-
can you tell them to introduce themselves in the group with a video?
Yes,
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
You
yeah,
just
To
done
break
it.
the
Let's
ice.
do that.
Yeah,
Let's do
break
that
the
right
ice.
now.
Pick the phone. Don't do it twice. Do it one time.
Yeah.
It's
So
a challenge
record
for
your thing,
everyone.
so
Can you do
another
it?
challenge,
Can
a
you do
challenge.
it? A challenge for one time. We want to see you natural, genuine.
No one
anytime.
will
Not
send.
right
No
now.
one
We're
will
still
send.
recording
Come on,
now.
introduce
Jesus.
yourself.
Hold your horses.
Don't do it 10 million times to think that this is the perfect one. No, the first one is going to be not genuine. It's a great
That's
one.
what I always do, but that's great
Yeah.
advice. So we have now 2 challenges for you, right?
And nobody
The
will
first
do.
one-
I know nobody will do.
Come on, have some optimism. They will do it. They will do
If
it.
you want to succeed, do
They
it.
won't leave tonight
If-
without doing it, that's for sure. If I have anything to do with it, no. What I would like to invite everyone to do is take inspiration from tonight, right? Get on the WhatsApp group, just post a video of you and then put a link to your podcast. That's it. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. And then people will actually, if they resonate with you, you have one more viewer. You have one more potential fan. You have one more potential subscriber. That's better than nothing, right? We've got a community of 500 people. So that's potentially 500 people going to be following your content, right? So take a leaf out of Facebook. And tomorrow, what we're going to be doing as well, don't forget the challenge, 8 to 8:30 p.m. on any platform you choose, post something. Tag any one of us 3, Podster, PodClub, whatever you want, and we'll reshare, okay? We want to encourage you guys to get out there and just start creating content. So I think by the people who started to chat is the indication that we're going to wrap up. Thank you to everybody who actually, oh, you want to say something?
I want to say something. I own people something, because in the group we said if we have 100 sign-ups
Yes.
for this event, we have a
Giveaway.
a giveaway. Hanan, can you please give me one? Yeah, one. Yeah. The other one. Sorry, give me 2, please. Thank you very much.
There you go.
Thank you, Hanan, one of the distinguished members. She has one. So I don't know whether if you know the group, they are very, very famous and very popular, tremendously popular,
Very annoying.
Trump meme. And I want to give this away to Fari, this
No,
one.
I'm your rival. I
Make
told you.
Local get
Okay,
great
fine,
again.
I'll take it.
And the
Why
second
not?
one, sorry, say, but
I'll take it.
second one, I want to give to the stand-up comedian, our friend.
Oh, nice.
And please pass it. Sorry, it seems like I'm not a gentleman, but my wife is here, so I cannot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Go on.
Yeah, so please, but your task is to get in touch with Fari for some of the future events and do a stand-up bit on comedy, okay? Like 5 minutes.
You could be one of our opening acts.
Very much.
You'll be one of our opening acts. I like that.
It will be tremendous. It will be, I know.
We were waiting for you, and that's it. That's it.
Well, yeah, that's it.
That's it.
People say, smart people say, it was a tremendous event.
I love you, but we gotta stop this. Okay, thank you for the hat.
That's a hidden talent that we just came to know about.
Let's not encourage him, please. Let's not. He doesn't need any encouragement in this Trump
You
situation.
have a fan. I follow.
Oh God! Should I give my hat to him? Can I give it to him?
Of course.
No, it's
your
mine.
gift, you can do
No. I won this fair and square. I beat
It's
him to
yours.
get this, so we got it.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for actually showing up fully, authentically, and sharing your insights. I think everybody has taken away something that is going to help them in their creation journey, and I have certainly. So you've encouraged me to not be so critical about me getting on and just recording. So thank you for that. You've encouraged me, as you always do, inspiring me, for my crazy hat that I'm going to start wearing and just think about you. But I love the fact that you are always shooting from the hip. And I think we are sitting here, not only in the studio, but in this community, because this was an idea that was in your mind. You came to me and you said, Fari, let's do this, let's build the community. And I'm like, I'm all in. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I was like, I love your vision, let's go. And lo and behold, 9 episodes later, we're sitting with 500 people. So congratulations. I wanted to give everyone here a round of applause. A round of applause for these two guys as well. And I believe that's a wrap.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it, guys. High five. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, that's a wrap. Can we please end the recording, Marwan? Have we ended? Please, for the love of God.